What's up, everybody? It's KelseeBrianaJai here with my yearly favorites, and it's so crazy that it is that time of year again, and it's time to share the best products of the year. I think that 2017 has been a great year for the beauty industry. There have been so many products that have been released that I am absolutely loving this year. I stare at the products before me and I'm just overwhelmed at the amount of greatness that I've added to my collection. Some of these products here are now my holy grail products, and I'm so excited to see the direction that companies are going to be going in for 2018. So let me know what some of you guys' favorite products were for the year. Of course, I have favorite makeup products that I share with you guys on a month-to-month basis. For this video, to narrow it down, because there's a lot of products here, I tried to stick with things that were released in 2017. But if you want to know some of my favorites that weren't necessarily released in 2017 but I loved on throughout the year, please check out my monthly favorites. I have January through November. I believe I skipped one month this year, don't kill me. But I'm excited, so let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm going to start with my only skincare favorite. This is the DERMALOGICA Stress Positive Eye Lift. This is an eye treatment. I use this before bed. I use it when I get up. It's such a great eye cream. It's very cooling. It's hydrating. I put it underneath the eye and it just really makes my eye area feel very hydrated, and that's very important, especially in the winter time. It's so cold outside and my under eyes tend to get very dry, so I like products like this that are going to add back hydration and moisture to that very delicate area under my eye, and this is my sole skincare favorite for the year. Although a lot of foundations were released in 2017, I don't have any that I want to share for this video. I have a few foundations that I've loved on throughout the year. Like I said, feel free to check out my January through November favorites and I'll share some of the ones that I loved. But as far as releases for 2017, nothing really spoke to me. As far as my favorite yearly concealers, this NARS concealer has been amazing. This one is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I've used mine a ton since I've gotten it. I have the color Ginger. I use it for so many different purposes. For days when I don't want to wear a lot of makeup, I'll put this under my eye, keep it moving, and I'll use this to clean up under my brow. I feel like this is a phenomenal product. It gives such a beautiful finish. It is a soft matte finish, and I love that about it because it looks very natural, but at the same time it looks velvety, and this one was an awesome addition to their lineup. I love this one. Shape Tape definitely reigned king and queen and all of that in between over everything else. Shape Tape has been one of my absolute favorite concealers. I wear it pretty much on a daily basis, and it is the perfect concealer. It gives great coverage, it's hydrating, and it feels good under the eye. It wears well. It's just an overall amazing product. Tarte really knocked it out of the park with this product. I encourage everybody to try it. I feel like it works well on a variety of skin types. Every single concealer that released this year has been compared to Shape Tape. Even things that are like non-related have been compared to Shape Tape. People can be like, I just bought a new knife set. They're like, oh, well, how does it compare to Shape Tape? Shape Tape is top 10 of my favorite products that I have on this table. It's an amazing concealer. If you haven't tried it, definitely get your hands on it. As far as powders, I have loved this powder. It was definitely a very slept on powder. This one is the Cover FX Perfect Press Powder, and it is an amazing powder. I love it because it's so lightweight and it makes your skin look super filtered and beautiful. I love it because it smooths out the skin, and I think that it gives you a nice finishing touch. It doesn't add any more coverage, but it looks really pretty and it gives a beautiful glow to the skin without looking super powdery. The next powder that I love, I have one in my kit and I don't want to dig it out, but it is the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder in Deep, and I feel like this was such a necessary addition to her line, and I use it a lot on my deeper complected clients. For the longest time, translucent powder was our only option, but when you're starting to get into deeper complected individuals, you need something with a little bit more warmth and a little bit more pigmentation to it to give a beautiful set under the eyes. So I feel like that was an amazing addition. The powder is so silky smooth, it's so beautiful, and it sets that concealer without giving that very stark look. In 2018, I hope that she comes out with a medium translucent powder, because that would be amazing for me. Oh my goodness, I love this bronzer, and I was so skeptical about buying it at first, but this is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze in Tantastic. It is the Coconut Perfect Tan. It was limited edition. They're bringing it back. But I love this bronzer. I was very hesitant about getting it because number one, it looks very light. It looks very cool toned. It just didn't look like I would like it on my complexion. But I was so wrong. It smells like coconuts, so that's already a bonus. But then it performs so well. It's so smooth. It's so buttery. This bronzer can do no wrong. Definitely my favorite bronzer pickup for the year. And if you guys didn't see my trying new bronzers, I tried pretty much every bronzer that came out in 2017. And this one reigned champ. I love this one. Moving on to my favorite highlighters for 2017. So let's start off with Fenty Beauty. And I love two of her highlighter products. So this one is the Matchstick Shimmer Skin Stick in the color Confetti. I think that this formula is amazing. It is a cream highlighter, but it doesn't grab onto your products on your skin. It doesn't pull it up. They have really cool colors. Confetti is a very beautiful violet. I love it. It's iridescent. It's beautiful. And I love this formula. I think that she did a phenomenal job with these, as well as I love her Kilowatt highlighters. She came out with a few different colors, but my favorites are definitely Trophy Wife and Mean Money / Hustler Baby. I think that these are formulated impeccably. The powders are very soft. They're very easy to apply. They blend well. They give you that blinking highlight without looking powdery. They're just overall really, really nice highlighters. I heard through the grapevine that she'll be expanding these and we'll have a lot more colors in 2018, but I'm very excited about these. And I think that these are the best products in her entire line. The next highlighter product that I love is the Kat Von D Alchemist Holographic Palette. And I love this thing more so for my eyes than anything. Like when I want like a really fun inner tear duct color, this is what I reach for. These are so beautiful. They're so finely milled and they give that really beautiful iridescent look. It's amazing. You can use this in so many different ways, but on the eyes is my favorite. I love these Lancome highlighters. I feel like nobody really talked about these. These are their dual finish highlighters and I love them. They're very smooth. They give a very beautiful, sophisticated highlight to the face. I feel like these just absolutely set off any face look. They're very smooth. They're very creamy, easy to work with, and I love that about them. I feel like the highlighters are very true to color, so whatever color that they look like in the pan, that's what it's going to apply like. But then if you guys have ever tried the dual finish powders, then you'll know that those powders are very finely milled and they're very beautiful and silky, and the highlighters are no exception. I love this highlighter palette. I use it all the time. This is the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. This was a limited edition product. I've seen it come back a few times. Nicole Guerrero is a beauty YouTuber and she collaborated with Anastasia to create this beautiful palette. But of this palette, my favorite colors are Glow Getter and 143. They look kind of tannish in the packaging, but on the skin they are so freaking pretty. I love, 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 love these. I love these colors, but I think that this formula is really fun. If you want that really blinding highlight, this palette will give it to you, especially if you get some products on your brush, spray a little bit with Fix Plus, you'll get that really pretty blinding highlight that you want. The next product that I have is the NARS Board de Plague Highlighting and Bronzing Palette, and I love this. I got this a little bit later on in the summer and I used this so much. Look how beautiful this packaging is. Like, NARS gets an A for packaging alone, but this is a mixture of highlighters as well as bronzers. And this formula that NARS has been doing this past year, maybe late last year as well, they're doing it right. Like, NARS knows what time it is. NARS is one of my favorite brands in general, but I feel like they stepped up even the step up. So this is amazing. If you can still get your hands on this, I definitely feel like you need it. I'm NC42 by MAC at this current moment, and this works beautifully on me. When I was MAC NC43 in the dead of the summer, this still works beautifully on me and I adore it. I love this formula. It's so velvety and luscious. I love it. And my last highlighter is the Marc Jacobs Do You Dewdrops. I can't even find the words to say what I like. I love these highlighting drops. They are so illuminated. You just need the tiniest amount and it's going to give you the most beautiful glow on the skin. It's such a natural product, but at the same time it's so blinding. You can do so many different things with these. You can mix it in with your foundation. You can use it as a base for your foundation to give you an extra glow, or you can use it in the more traditional sense as a highlight. But these things are so pretty. I wore the heck out of these this summer. Like, just when I want easy makeup, summertime, you're going outside, it's hot. you don't want a lot on your face, this gives you like the most beautiful lip from within glow, and I still love it for the winter time. So I think that Marc Jacobs did an amazing job on this coconut line that he released this summer. This is my holy grail in terms of a liquid illuminator. This is the standard for liquid illuminators going forward. Love this. So blushes, I'm very particular about a blush. I feel like blushes have to meet certain criteria in order to qualify as my favorites, and these blushes have done so. Let's start off with my favorite, Tom Ford. You guys know I love a Tom Ford. What's a Kelsee video without Tom Ford? So this is the Sheer Cheek Duo in Paradise Lust, and this summer I got my whole entire life with this. It's the most beautiful peachy highlighter in combination with a coral blush, and it looks kind of scary in the compacts, but on the skin, on some tanned skin, child, you couldn't tell me nothing when I had this on. You could not tell me a thing when I had this on. It just makes you feel like you're supposed to be in Tahiti somewhere sipping a coconut drink in the water. Like, this is just beautiful, and Tom Ford definitely took me on a destination with this one. Loved it. Another Tom Ford. So Tom, yeah, I'm gonna call him Tom. He redid his blush line, and he discontinued a ton of blushes as well as brought in a ton of new blushes, and this is one of the newer ones to his line. This one is the color Inhibition. This is the perfect cheek color for pretty much every look. If you're doing a smoky eye, a natural look, if you're doing no makeup, if you're doing very dramatic makeup on your eyes and you just want your cheeks to take a backseat, this is the perfect color. You can wear this with blue, purple, green, red, orange. Like, the choice is yours. This blush is so versatile that it is probably my favorite blush like in life. And formerly, that slot was occupied by MAC Gingerly, but this one is like MAC Gingerly to the next level, and I feel like this one is even more flattering on my complexion. I love this blush, Tom Ford. And then lastly, I have two palettes that I have loved, and I'll start with the one that I've loved most recently. This one is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 3 palette, and I love this palette so much. Every holiday season, Hourglass releases their blush palette, and this one has highlighters, blushes, as well as bronzers, and I feel like this palette is so versatile. This is the only blush palette that I'm taking with me to travel for the holidays. Love this palette. I feel like the quality is there. The only thing that people don't like about these palettes is that the pan sizes are very small, but I like that because I feel like you can try out a lot more products, as well as it's easy to travel with. And then the last blush product that I have to share is a palette by NARS. This one is the Unfiltered One Cheek palette, and as you guys know, I was on tour all summer with Jill Scott. These are the only blushes that I took with me all summer. I made it do what it do with these, honey. Like, this blush palette is amazing. You can do so many different looks with this blush palette. You can go from very subtle to dramatic. You can take the dramatic ones and make them a little bit lighter. Like, this palette is phenomenal. NARS as a brand overall, I feel like smashed 2017. I was excited for every launch that they had, and I'm so excited to see their creative direction for 2018, because if 2017 was the warm-up, I'm ready for the game. I'm ready. I know every year I say it's the year of the palette, but 2017 was the year of the palette. There's been a palette to release pretty much every week since the beginning of the year. I had a lot of palettes to choose from, and I picked a good amount of them to share in this video with you guys. But if I did a review on a palette and it didn't make this video per se, it does not negate all of the things that I may have said about that palette. I just feel like it doesn't hold up against these palettes that I'm sharing with you in my video. First things first, let's start off with the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. This palette is so stinking beautiful. If this doesn't scream holiday season, I just don't know what does. This mix of colors is everything. It's so different. It's so beautiful. It's so on trend. It was definitely one of my absolute favorite palettes for the year. I feel like she did a phenomenal job. I feel like this palette was even better than her last palette. And I loved her last palette. This one, the next eyeshadow palette that was just it this year was another NARS product. This one is the Narcissist Loaded eyeshadow palette, and oh my gosh, This eyeshadow palette was everything. Such a beautiful palette, everyday neutrals. I love this palette ever since the day I got it. I use this palette at least once a week, and it is such a beautiful staple palette. It has colors in it that will allow you to go from both daytime looks to nighttime looks, and that's what I really appreciate about it. It's sultry, it's glam, and I am 100% here for it. Good job, NARS. Good job. Need I say more, or, you know, do I need to keep going? Pat gave us some bangers. I'm holding fire in my hand. This one is Subversive, Subliminal, and Sublime. All three of these. All trim. The looks that you can create with these eyeshadow palettes just are knockout. Like, I cannot choose between the three. That's how much these eyeshadow palettes are amazing. Bam. Y'all already knew. You knew. Natasha Denona with these 5-pan holiday eyeshadows. She killed it with these. These are beautiful. They give like the most beautiful color payoff, but these right here, these are special. I love these. I use them all the time, and they just overfill my heart with joy. Like, that's how I know I make the right choice when buying them, because they make me happy like that. Like, I love them. And these back to back, like Marc Jacobs with these iconic multi-finish eye palettes. These things are amazing. They have everything you need in them to do an entire look. They're so slim. They're perfect for travel. The quality of the eyeshadows is great. They glide on. The color selection is beautiful. My two favorites are Scandalous and Editorial. When Marc Jacobs redid these, he created something good. He did a good thing. I love these. Viseart with the Grande Pro eyeshadow palette, and this eyeshadow palette is really special. I was immediately drawn to it when I first saw it. The color selection and arrangement and the story behind this palette is beautiful. Viseart is a beautiful brand. I think that they did a bang out job. You can do so many different looks out of this palette, so many different looks, and I appreciate them for that. I appreciate Viseart being here for the professional makeup artists. And this palette, if you don't have this and you're a professional makeup artist, you need it. This is the perfect matte eyeshadow palette for your kit. Perfect. Another palette that I have is the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions. So she came out with 4 different ones. This one is obviously my favorite one because it is the perfect balance of mixed metals as well as matte eyeshadows to give you a smoky eye. Like, you don't need any other palette to give you a smoky eye. You can do so many different looks with this little bitty palette alone. I love the quality of the metals. I love the quality of the mattes. You need to go get this. If you don't get any of them, get this one. I feel like y'all knew I was going to put this in here. It's a very late favorite, but it still met my deadline for the cutoff. My cutoff was December 15th, and I grabbed this before then. But this one is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Metallic / Matte Eyeshadow Palette. And this palette is so freaking pretty. It gives the most beautiful eye looks. You can do so many different looks with it. You can do everyday looks, you can do night looks, you can do very vampy looks, and it's just an overall amazing palette. I definitely know that this is my absolute favorite Too Faced palette of all time. Of all time. You guys know Natasha Denona's Sunset palette was going to make it in here. This palette is so gorgeous. Like, this palette, it gave me life. The colors in here, the different looks, the richness of it, it was just so on trend for this summer. And I love Natasha Denona eyeshadows, and she definitely did not disappoint. That thing sold out. People were begging her to make it permanent, and she did. I love that about her. I love that she listens. And then the Lila palette, like, Natasha Denona gave us a lot to play with this year, and I'm not mad at it. The Lila palette gave us some fun purple tones, and Natasha Denona is just so, like, on it. She knows what's going to be hot before it's hot, and I love that about her. But this palette is beautiful. I love the looks that it gives. I love the tones, and I feel like I'll definitely be using this for the rest of the winter. And Natasha Denona, in my eyes, does no wrong. She just doesn't. So those are all of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I know a lot, right? But I'm not done with eyes. I still have some eyeshadows that I want to share with you guys as my favorites for the year. Keeping in tune with Natasha Denona, these crystal top coats that she came out with, hot fire. These are the most subtle and sophisticated toppers, and for days when I just wanted a natural, like, glam look, Go to, loved them. These Stila, let's get the proper name, Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows took the world by storm. These things are so beautiful. They give the most beautiful reflected look on the lid. I love them. I feel like they are just one of a kind. It canceled out one of the steps that you needed to do in order to have a glittery look, and it made glitter on your eyelids easy. Anybody can use these. These are absolutely stunning. Stila. Oh, I feel like Stila single-handedly brought back straight glitter on the lid, and this is what they did here, and I love it. I love that. And the last category of eyes is eyeliners, and I just want to quickly mention the Fenty Beauty 2-in-1 glitter release eyeliners. And these things are beautiful because number one, you put them on your eyes and you rub it and then it turns to glitter. It was magic. I love that she released these. I think that these are such a fun product and I love them. My favorite, of course, is Later Crater, which is the neutral one. Like, if you can ever find these, if they ever restock these, you need them. The last eyeshadow favorite that I have to share is an eyeshadow by MAC. It was released in one of their winter collections for 2017, and it is Stylishly Mary 2. This eyeshadow is so beautifully iridescent. I love it. It gives like the most beautiful rose tone hue to the lid, and it just looks overall just sleek and sexy. Love that about it. You can wear it in a more dramatic fashion. You can wear it more toned down, but it's so beautiful, and I feel like everybody needs this in your collection. Now let's move on to lipsticks. Hourglass released this bomb lipstick formula, like bomb out of nowhere. Look at this packaging. Look how sophisticated this looks. Like, doesn't this remind you of like just somebody grown? I love this, and if you pull this out and you're like fixing your lips with this, it's just like old school beautiful. To me, this looks like something that Dorothy Dandridge would have used to apply her lipstick, and I love that about it. You know that Tom Ford expanded his lipsticks, and you already know that these were going to be in my yearly favorites because anything Tom Ford pretty much does, is going to be a favorite of mine. So I have 4 of the expansions, which are Wicked Ways, Open Kimono, Auto Erotique, and Universal Appeal, and these are all my favorite lipsticks at the same time. These colors, they just give like just this look on the lips, and I love it. I love my Pat McGrath lipsticks that I have. So I have 3, 1995, Donatella, and Omni. So Pat McGrath, like just overall, her brand in general, she's killing the scene. Like, she just is. Her lipstick formula is so nice. If you guys have never tried it, order one. Look up swatches, pick a color that you like. They have swatches on Sephora's app, actually. And lastly, in the regular lipsticks, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipsticks. Bangers. Such a nice quality lipstick, especially for layering. And my 2 favorites are Dread and Peachy. I love these. Mix it with a good brown lip liner and get you a nude lip on top. Yes. Next, let's talk about liquid lipsticks, because liquid lipsticks, while they were still on trend this year, like, you know, 2015 really was the year of liquid lipstick. They still made a wave this year though. 2017 still made a little pocket for liquid lipsticks. Marc Jacobs liquid lipstick formula was amazing. This one is in the color Hot Cocoa. These are called the La Marque Liquid Lip Cream or Creme. These are very moisturizing. They don't dry all the way down, but this color, this formula, it makes my lips feel luscious, and I love it because it's a demi matte. It's beautiful. The NARS Power Matte liquid lipsticks though, they're a very like watery formula, and it goes on pretty thin, but that pigmentation, the way it dries down, it looks like velvet on the lips. I love that it looks photoshopped. I really liked these Kylie Jenner Velvet Liquid Lipsticks that she came out with this summer, and I briefly reviewed them in that video that I did when I was still on tour. But these are really nice. I actually still wear these to this day, and they're like a vinyl liquid lipstick, so it's almost like it feels like silly putty in a weird kind of way, but I love the way they feel. They are just like, they glide on and they're not drying. They feel very... I can't describe it. It literally feels like velvet on the lips, and I love that about it. And then the MAC Retro Matte liquid lipsticks, those were every single thing that I ever wished for, hoped for, desired, and wanted in a liquid lipstick. The new formula and the new color of these liquid lipsticks, like MAC, they killed it with that. High key killed it with that. I love them for that. I love that they expanded and gave us this situation, because initially their launch, it had like pinks and reds and all that stuff like that, but we were like, but where are the neutrals at though? So they came out with all these neutral tones, and it was amazing. And my last little category is lip glosses. So I have 3 to share. My first one is a Marc Jacobs lip gloss. This one is in the color Skin Deep. When I saw this one in Sephora, I immediately grabbed it. I was like, oh, I've never seen that before. It is a beautiful neutral color. Like, it wears so well on my complexion. I'm 100% here for it. This was something that I had never even heard of. I was just in Sephora browsing, and I looked to my left, I look over to my left, and they had these like in the displayer section right next to the cash wrap. These are the lip strobes, and this one is in the color Shameless. It gives a really pretty like wet look on the lip. And the final product that I have to share in my yearly favorites is a Chanel gloss. This one is one of the newer glosses. They reformulated. My feelings were hurt because Chanel Glossomers were some of my favorite glosses like in the entire makeup industry. So when they reformulated, I was like, no. I like some of the glosses from the new line. It's not the same love that I had like before, but this one is really nice, especially on top of my nudes. This one is 712. It's in the color Melted Honey. I'll make do with what I have. I definitely feel like the gloss formula is nice. It's a thinner gloss formula. I feel like the colors aren't as opaque, but they're nice for layering. That's everything that I have to share for my yearly favorites. Like, if I had to start over and rebuy everything for the year, these are the things that I feel like are tried and true, and I know that I truly enjoy having in my collection. So let me know what some of you guys' favorites are for 2017. I'm so interested to see. And of course, if I have this many favorites, you guys know I have just about as many disappointments. So stay tuned for that video. I will have that coming up very soon after this video. Also, I want to add in some bloopers for the year. I know this video is already long, but I like to add in my bloopers for the year because I think it's funny. Like, if we're overviewing things for the year, I feel like the bloopers need to go in this video. I hope you guys have a very blessed and prosperous new year. I wish you all the best in everything, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll the bloopers. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Smooches. Bye. So from what I can tell, this foundation so this is how I end my fake laugh. Okay. Where it has fit. So let me get out right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late, and I can't wait for you to be gone, 'cause I know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jump in the Cadillac, girl, let's put some miles on. Anything you want, just to put a smile on. You deserve it, baby, you deserve it. Oh, started in here, let's get it started in here. Remember? And you guys can see this one. This is here. A little here. 'Cause every promise don't work out that way. No, 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 no. So, zoom in on my lips. Guys don't make passes at girls that wear glasses. Great. Wow, really? Did the air really have to come on right when I started talking? But wearing the pink print, woo! Because of old world. What's up, everybody? It's KelseeBrianaJai here with a video. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. I don't know. It just the electric. Try